Some devils. J-Dog back to answer more goddamn questions. And first question, the only one, you guys' most hated ones, paid question. And it's a goddamn review, but it shouldn't be long, so hang the fuck in there. J-Dog, that's from Steve Covrat. J-Dog, I found your YouTube channel about a year ago. Means you're a year late, brah. And been listening every day since. At least I like the everyday parts. I was wondering if you would check out the song Bring on the Bombs, Nuclear Insanity by my thrash band Societal Decay. We self-released the album front and center for the Devastation at the end of 2022. I have been playing in thrash and death metal bands since the late 80s. God damn. But never could find the right musicians to keep the songs going, to keep things going. Yep. Everybody's a flaking fucking knob. You got that right. Can't rely on fucking nobody. If you want to listen to a couple more off the album, try World Gone Crazy or the song Suicidal Decay. I know you're more of a death metal guy. I don't know if I'm more than a death metal guy. Just if you add all the bands up, I like more death metal as a whole. But I mean, I like quite a bit of thrash. I like quite a bit of black metal, quite a bit of grindcore. I mean, I like quite a bit from all. The only thing I don't is I don't like much power metal, some, and I don't like much doom metal. Again, some stoner rock and all this fucking dumb hippie shit. I didn't like any of that. If you want to listen to a couple more, I know you're more, like I said, I appreciate you for providing an entertaining show every morning. It's what I'm there for. God damn it. So yeah, I listened to it. I get to what I think soon, but to give you a little bit more of a shout out. So the band Devils is Societal Decay. Am I pronouncing that right? Spelled Societal space Decay. And I looked it up. He left this goddamn part out. They're from Ohio. Wonder which part of Ohio you got around the Cleveland area. Come up to the goddamn dog. Going to the Cleveland shows. Dogs at all of them. Goddamn. Were you at Mulder just the other night? I know I was. So they have just one release. Looks like no demo, nothing. Just what he says. Front and Center for the Devastation is the name of the album. Full length came out last year. That's the only thing on Metal Archives. No band photos for me to rip on. So you got the memo. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. And it looks like there's only two members. Blair McPherson, guitars, and then Steve Kovretz, vocals, bass, guitars. Who the fuck does drums, bro? Was it a drum machine? I didn't pick up on that if it was. Yeah, it's just thrash metal, and that's pretty much all there is to say on it. So you can look them up on Metal Archives or Bandcamp. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube, but he sent me the Bandcamp link. Um, it was thrash metal that I thought was pretty good. My best way I can describe it is first thing that popped in my mind was the band Forbidden, specifically the vocals. Bands like Forbidden, Megadeth, Testament, stuff like that, I was never big on. I like a little bit of it. It's just to me what I consider that true metal, but more like commercialized thrash. To where it's not offensive, you can bring it home to mom, but it's not canoe shit either. Um, Now, granted, when people hear commercial, especially another guy, they almost get borderline offended. Like that means it's dog shit. No, it just means that it's not. The way I think it's just not raw. It's not appalling. It's not offensive. And it's more appealing to the masses. Like an actual real Metallica fan who likes the first albums legitimately means what does legitimately mean? J Dog means he can name vast majority of the songs, or at least he can name at least two songs from every fucking album. I don't think that's a tall goddamn order. I'm not even a Metallica super fucking fan, and I can do that. You can at least do that. Another thing too is because I know someone's gonna run up to me and do it. One day I'm wearing a Repulsion shirt or something. Name me 5 songs. It's funny because like I brain fart like a motherfucker. It's like, dude, I know more than 5 goddamn Repulsion songs, but I even notice myself on the fly. You brain fart a little bit. You're like, you're thinking, fucking poser. So I mean, even myself, not that I'm gonna for sure do that in person, but it'd be funny as fuck, especially if you get it on camera. But you can kind of tell if some person knows or not if they're thinking like, as opposed to just deer in headlights, dick in the mouth. Well, they have no fucking clue. They can't even name a goddamn song. They're just wearing the shirt to look cool to fit in. But generally speaking, if it's the big boys, the primo shits, you should be able to name a handful of fucking songs. Now, again, can I do that for everything? Like, could I name, like, who's a newer band, like For example, if I was wearing a Melting Rot shirt, can I name you 5 Melting Rot songs? No. Um, but I know it. I own the album, so but that's a little bit. That's a newer release. It's grindcore, a little bit harder to remember the fucking songs and blurred. You know what I mean? So there's exceptions to the rule, but I think we all are on the same goddamn page. We got to explain to the goddamn dum dums. But anyways, commercial doesn't mean fucking bad. It just means kind of. It just like Slayer is more commercial. The first 3 Slayers are some of the greatest goddamn metal ever. Kill 'Em All is a more commercially friendly thrash album. Now, granted, people are like, no shit. I'm talking about even kind of when it came out before. That's why it was. Think about it. There was nothing controversial on it. There's nothing evil about it. Slayer, I think, started off as not too commercial. I think the first 2 Slayer albums, at least initially when they came out, I wouldn't consider those commercial because at least satanic. And nobody cares about that anymore, J-Dog. Well, for starters, back then they fucking did, especially in the goddamn 80s. It was scary and shit. And second off, I kind of call some fucking bullshit, man. People still definitely care about it. It is much less. People are more waking up and seeing how fucking ridiculous and stupid that shit is. But dude, I've seen it actually just recently. There is definitely some fucking Christians that are diehard into it, and they would be offended by any of the lyrics on Show No Mercy. They still fucking exist. And go to any fucking Bible belts, they definitely exist. It's just, is it as much as it was in 1985? No. Any of the fuck who. Kill 'Em All, to me, that was kind of a commercial record even when it came out. Now, some people go, no, it fucking was. It was fast. But it just saying it was easy to get into. It was enjoyable music that you could take home to mom and dad. Nothing offensive about it. Nothing controversial. Nothing that's going to piss anybody off. But it's a great fucking record, right? Megadeth, commercial from day one in my book. So I'm just trying to make my point across. When you hear the word commercial, doesn't mean bad. So but me personally, I just don't tend to like a whole lot of the more commercial style fucking catering metal. Again, I do like some, I definitely do. But yeah, it's kind of like that for bands. First band that popped in my mind was Forbidden, but if you like Megadeth fans, Metallica fans, Slayer fans, Testament fans, Overkill fans, Anthrax fans, stuff like that, check out fucking that's up your alley. Again, that's the guys that are in even the Panteras and shit like that. There's no, this should be up their alley, but again, they don't look for underground music, so they'll never fucking know. But yeah, I was good. Like it's probably nothing I would go out and buy, but it was definitely respectable, solid metal. So that's my goddamn review on it. First goddamn question from the channel. Channel questions, goddamn it. Michael Eisenhower, fucking evil goddamn Mike in the house. He puts WTF question mark. How the fuck can a person claim to be some kind of death metal authority and not know who Sadistic Intent and Unslaughter are? Question mark. Yep, Mike. They exist. I know you probably not watching too much of my stuff. Maybe watching a little bit more since I had you on the channel. But you said even on the interview, I think it was during the interview or off camera or whatever, that you said, yeah, you've seen it. You've watched some of the videos. But I suspect you're probably watching a little bit more. He says, or Acheron, Evil Incarnate, Purgatory, Germany, Descent to Chicago, Hemorrhage, Leviticity and shit, question mark. I mean, all the secondary bands you mentioned, I could, well, not with the exception that Acheron's another one, dude. If you never heard of them, to me, you're fucking completely out of the loop, goddamn. What the fuck are you doing in this goddamn scene? Like, how do you not know who that is? You can't be into underground death metal and say that. Now, you don't necessarily have to like them. You don't not necessarily have to name 5 fucking songs, but you should at least be aware who they are. Be like, oh, yeah, is that death metal band with the fucking guy from the Satanic Church? Like, everyone in the know knows that. If you don't know that, you're out of the motherfucking loop. You don't know what's going on. Your head's up your fucking ass. You're listening to your fucking whatever the hell dumb shit, or you're one of these goddamn newbies, which are the most fucking annoying. Well, J-Dog just got a problem with the youngins and newbies. I don't have a problem with the youngins and newbies. As a matter of fact, I welcome them. The more the better. Without them, the scene's going to die off. What I do have a fucking problem with is these newbies talking like they're authorities. They're 19 years old and shit, and they're talking about their Seguizio bogs and frozen souls and 200 wimp wounds and the fucking twink mold as the greatest thing ever, heaviest thing ever, fucking the kings of death metal. Fuck yeah, this is the scene, bro. And then you mention Acheron. Dick right up that fucking ass. Big old bubba cock. Wide in that goddamn mouth. Because they have no clue. It's like, dude, just tape on that mouth shut. Get educated or shut the fuck up. Because they're online or wherever spewing shit as facts. And it's like, dude, you don't even know your fucking ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to fucking the Toonskis metal scene. If you don't know that. The rest, I think, going a little harsh on them, Evil Mike. Like if somebody doesn't know Dissenter, I'm not like, poser. Leviticity as well, Purgatory. That's more like those are underground bands. But if somebody says they don't know those, I don't think that's that big of a deal. I can see that. Hemorrhage, although I like the Bust Balls because they're one of my favorites, I can kind of see that too because not everybody likes the gore grind. They might be like, dude, I just like more traditional death metal. And yeah, they'd stumble across them, right? Because I don't like that fucking gore grind shit. The shit sucks. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Granted, fucking hemorrhage ain't gurgle, 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 but I can understand why they might be identified with that. So I can understand those. But for sure, Sadistic Intent, Unslaughter, and Asheron, you got no fucking I have no clue how you could be claimed to be in the underground death metal and be like, don't know it. Just don't know. I haven't heard. Who? That to me screams fucking faking it till he makes it. Or again, best case scenario, fucking newbie who needs to be educated. Again, nothing wrong with newbies. Got no problem with them. I welcome them. More newbies, the better. But just don't be walking around talking out of your ass like you're laying down the facts. Stay in your goddamn lane. That's all I'm goddamn saying. That's a goddamn question. Mike Violet. You all know who the fuck he is, or at least I sure as fuck hope so. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing on this channel? J Dog, do a top 10 action movie list. Shit, I never actually thought about that. So action movies only. This is off the top of my fucking head. Didn't proof. I mean, I picked these questions, but this was days ago. So off the top of my head, it could be change. Ones that just pop in my mind. Predator 1, Predator 2. It's got to be the first two. We can only pick one. Tough shit. My list. Fucking honestly, Terminator 1, Terminator 2. Can't go wrong with that Arnie, man. Eh, definitely some slides are in there, but I'm trying to think which ones between the Rambo First Bloods, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But I like it. And Rockies, I don't really consider those actions. Not to mention, I don't think that'd make my top. Um, put Cobra in there. Got to put some Cobra in there. Cause you know no other fucking canoe is going to put that. That is a banger of a watch. Clean up your act. I probably put the first two Rambos in there as well. You kind of can't have an action movie list without that, right? That's 7. Let's try to get someone non-Sly and Arnie. Take up the whole goddamn list. Hey, top two guys. When you know, you know, right? What's another fucking action movie that I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I really like movies like 48 Hours, another 48 Hours, but I mean, are those action? They more I kind of consider them more fucking comedy. It's fucking hilarious. Uh, Same with like the Beverly Hills Cops movies. I like those. Those were fucking hilarious. And I'm trying not to pick another Arnold or Sly movie too. Some of the early Seagal movies are good. When I put on the tops, I mean, I liked because don't oh goddamn, he got bad BAD. Once you hit about late 90s, like 98, 99 and on, ooh wee, dude, those are so bad they're almost good. Uh, what's the one where the guy's just going on a killing spree? He's a total jerk. Is that Out for Justice? Where the guy's just randomly he's kind of go after. I really like that one. Let's just put that so that we don't sit here all fucking day. That'd be number 8. Even though if I had to sit down, it probably wouldn't make the list. But I thought that was a good fucking movie. And like I said, drawing those goddamn mind blanks. Fucking, I'm doing that like a motherfucker right now. As far as other action movies, what were the movies like? And I don't know because I'm just thinking of movies. What would like movies like Blade and shit kind of? Are those considered action movies or just? I just always put them under comic book movies, but I guess it wouldn't be the same thing. Um, I mean, I liked those for sure. But I mean, would they make in the top 10? I don't know. And again, are they even considered action? I mean, I don't see why not, to be honest. What else is out there action wise? It's probably something from the 80s or early 90s for sure. Um, fuck. kind of tough to be. Yeah, I can't think of like especially not a non-Arnold or. Oh, okay, let's just toss it in there. I like Universal Soldier. That was a good movie. That's definitely the best Van Damme movie in my book. The rest of he's got some of his early ones are good too, but goddamn, they cheese central. I thought that was like a good movie that wasn't fucking cheeseball. Let's throw that in there, and let's just throw something with let's give some more fucking Lundgren a little bit more. Let's put that first original 1989 Punisher movie in there. Toss that the fuck in there. Old good old Dolph. I like that. Again, would it make my top 10 if I had to sit down and look through all the movies I like? Probably not, but it's one I goddamn like. So let's go with those, goddamn it. Where the fuck was another dumbass fucking user ID I can't pronounce. Mikhail Sungurov. J-Dog, who is your favorite 90s mass monster? Question mark. So he's referring to bodybuilders. Who is your favorite current mass monster? And also, what is your opinion on Severe Torture the band? Severe Torture the band. I mean, fucking watch the channel, brah. Can answer that real quick. Severe Torture. I liked everything they've done. First album, Feasting on Blood. It's not even debatable. That's the best thing they ever did. Second best thing they ever did was Misanthropic Carnage, their second album. Remember when that band first started? Saw them. They came to the U.S. when Feasting on Blood was just out, maybe for a year or so. And I was excited to watch them, see them, and meet them, which I did multiple times in the year 2000. But 2000, I believe. Main reason I was is because I looked at Severe Torture as post Centurion, because Seth, who plays drums for Severe Torture, was the vocalist of Centurion, which I always thought he was a better vocalist than a drummer. Not that his drums sucked by any stretch of the definition. It's just I loved his voice in the Centurion shit. Very hateful, just like GB style, goddammit. And then Patrick played bass on the Centurions, and two goddamn Centurion pictures behind me. Both those guys, that's what they played on, those two. So my favorite shit of all time. Patrick played bass in Centurion and then left with Seth and played bass for Severe Torture. So I was always more of a Centurion fan than a Severe Torture fan, but Severe Torture was great, and met the guys, and I brought my Centurion CDs, had Patrick and Seth sign them, got pictures with them and shit like that. Fast forward another 15 years, whatever the fuck it was. Hell's had the honor to do the Centurions, reissue them. We've done, had the honor to put out the Feasting on Blood t-shirts by Severe Torture, so we worked with them. Good business relationship. Everything by them is good, but the first two albums are really where it's at. After that, it started to go a little bit. It's all good shit. It's kind of like I put them in the Immolation slash Cannibal Corpse camp and Dying Fetus camp. It's all good, but it's a little bit. The later ones I don't know as well. I can't air guitar them. It's a little bit on autopilot. Maybe lost a little bit of the grit. Maybe lost a little bit of the just the youthful magic, I guess you could say, for lack of better terms. But it was all solid. It was good. They didn't. None of those bands put out shit that I'm like, man, Jesus, fuck, this album sucks. You know, so it was in that camp. So other than that, they're great. As far as favorite '90s mass monsters, to answer that first, I mean the best for sure is goddamn Marcus Rule. He was my all-time favorite. Behind him, that nobody brings up, I like Jean Pierre Fuchs a lot. He was definitely impressive as fuck. But yeah, Marcus Rule was the freakiest of freaks. And I got to meet him too. That was cool. And then as far as today, mass monsters, I mean the most obvious one to pick would be Nick Walker, right? Which I do like Nick. As a matter of fact, I was a fan of Nick before he even turned pro, and I was saying it to people that I talk to about bodybuilding shit, which is not many, but the ones that I do. Um, I said it before he even turned pro. I was like, dude, this guy is going to be a top 5 Olympian within the next 5 years. Guaranteed. I could just tell by looking at him. Sure enough, a few years later, turns pro. Second pro show, he wins out the gate. First Arnold he competes in, wins goddamn Arnold, goes to his first Olympia, places 5th. Second year, which was last year, places 3rd. Now he's in the forefront to winning, you know what I mean? Like one of the top, favorites. Do I think he's going to win this year? No, but he's definitely going to be in the top 5. That's for goddamn sure. I would bet. I'd bet $1,000 on it if somebody wanted to bet that that he'd be in the top 5. But he's a little bit cringe on the sense of personality wise, in the sense that he lies about shit. For example, in the latest fucking podcast, Yeah, I did it on just slightly more than TRT, and he highly insinuated. Well, I don't think he highly insinuated for insulin. Says he doesn't use insulin at all, and highly insinuated, but didn't say that he doesn't use any growth hormone. And that's like anyone that's in the know knows, like, dude, you're completely full of shit. Okay, in that case, you're basically saying you use similar stuff that the guys in the '70s used. Basically, less dosages based on the way you're fucking talking, because you didn't throw a number, a little more than TRT. Well, what's a little more? That's what the fuck does that mean? Is a little more fucking 500? Is it 300? Is it like four? Like what the fuck does that mean? That can mean anything. People got different definitions of that. So you're basically kind of insinuating you used the same shit as the guys in the '70s used, possibly a little less, but yet you have the factor that nobody back then had that look. Nobody. That look did not start coming into play and existing that he has until when? Fast forward another 20 years, Dwayne Yates era. What was the only change? Growth hormone and insulin. And other drug doses went up. You have that exact look. As a matter of fact, you're actually bigger. So, how did that happen? Well, genetics, bro. You're not a fucking alien, dude. Yes, the genetics are the number one factor, but to a fucking degree, for fuck's sakes. What, you telling me the guys in the '70s? You telling me, dude, you probably had better genetics than all the guys in the '70s? Arnold, Sergio Olivia. You didn't have better genetics than Sergio Olivia. Brah, brah. Everyone knows that. You didn't have better genetics than fucking Robbie Robinson. A lot of the guys in the '70s. Lou Ferrigno, you have better genetics than him? Maybe. Definitely not more than fucking Sergio. I can say that. Some people consider him to have the best genetics of all motherfucking time. So how are you miles ahead of them, contractile tissue wise, while leanness wise? That never existed until the '90s, and yet you surpassed that because even drugs went even up even more. Bing! You're lying. It's as simple as that. So if you're gonna say shit, just don't. And I get it for his stance. I wouldn't want to beat up on him too hard because I know he's very close with his mom, and his mom watches all his podcasts, and his mom comes to the shows, and sometimes she jumps on the interviews. And I would bet a hefty stack of cash his mom has no idea to the extent of what kind of drugs he's using. Like I literally would guarantee it. She knows he's on drugs. She can't be that complete naive and fucking stupid. But I could guarantee you he downplays it like a motherfucker to kind of, not scare the shit out of her. He's quarter dosing whatever he's telling her that he's doing quadruple. I would literally bet money on that. So part of it, whatever he's going to say publicly, he knows mom's going to see it, and he knows he has an influence on kids too. Again, the thing is, my stance on that is I don't really care that he's not. Just don't talk about it. Just don't lie, because now the problem is that youngians that get into this, they see that and they're like, oh, so I could do that. Oh, okay, I could be as big as Nick Walker on a little bit more than TRT. That don't sound too dangerous. That's not a big deal. You're putting on a false pretension they're going to waste years. The way my analogy is this, it's just like this. Let's just say you had a kid who's a freshman in high school, right? And he's doing good grades. He's getting good grades in middle school. He's already starting to get good grades in high school. And he thinks that all he needs to do is get good grades to be a doctor. And his goal is he wants to be a doctor. And let's just say nobody told him. He didn't hear this information. Okay, well, once you get good grades and get out of high school, you got to go to college, then medical school, and that's just to get any type of certification to be any type of GP or anything. Imagine you want to be a surgeon or anything. Past it, a cardiologist, a nephrologist. You got to do even more medical schooling. Bottom line is, you just for the bottom of the barrel, you just want to be a GP, general practitioner. What does that mean? You got to go do 9 years of additional schooling after you get your good grades in high school. You got to do another 9 years. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be 6 figures in debt too, assuming that you're not born with a silver spoon in your mouth, mommy and daddy paying all your bills. Don't you think he should know that information before he gets that so he can make an educated decision? Yes, I want to move forward with this goal. Yes, I want to do this. He should have all the info at hand to what it takes to achieve that task. That's the way I see it. These Nick Walker guys, he's at the top level, and he's giving out a false pretension. He's basically the doctor that'd be like, just got my good grades in high school, man. At 21, I was fucking doing open heart surgery. Oh, shit, that don't sound too bad. Get out of high school, just make sure I get good grades. take my vitamins, say my fucking prayers, and I'll be a heart surgeon making well into the six figures and doing my dream, helping people out. That's the same. That's literally the same thing to me. You're just lying to people. I'd rather you just don't bring the topic up. Just don't bring it up. I understand. You don't want mommy to know. Fine. Don't want to hurt mommy's feelings. Don't want to scare mommy. Get it. Fine. Just don't talk about it, man. Because anyone that know, they lose respect for you. They look at this like, look, get the fuck out of here, man. And a lot of the podcasts are, but the more underground ones, Jesus fuck, this guy's completely talking out of his ass. It's like, everyone that knows. So you're just making an ass out of yourself. Now the kiddos that don't know, yeah, you're I guess impressing them. But who gives a shit what some fucking 16-year-old who's had his hair on his dick for 2 years? Who gives a fuck what he thinks? He can be lifting 5 years from now anyways. He's gonna be done and out of this shit. Pack his bags up. Once he graduates from high school, he's gonna get married, he's gonna get hooked up, he's gonna have kids, he's gonna have other responsibilities, he's gonna get a job. He's not gonna be able to fucking gym. So who gives a fuck what he thinks? Fuck him. So that's kind of my goddamn stance on him. But the guys that I do like, as far as, though I do physique-wise like Nick, but guys that nobody brings up is I like that Hassan Mustafa a lot. He's impressive as fuck, and I like this new guy, Michael Krizo, a lot. He's super fucking impressive as well. So curious to see what they do at the Olympia. I mean, they always place a little lower. Well, Michael will be his only second Olympia. Well, the second Olympia for both of them. Because they're not, because the way bodybuilding judge is semi-fucking dumb in my opinion. And they just go by glutes, and they fucking shred. Dude, they have a way more impressive fucking physique. Like, put goddamn Hassan Mustafa next to Ian Valier, who he's losing to. He's way more fucking impressive. Everything's better arms, better fucking legs, better back, better fucking everything. But yet he loses to him. Well, Ian's glutes are a little bit more shredded. Who gives a fuck? What is this, a fucking booty show? That's where it gets a little annoying. But physiques-wise, yeah, I would say top two guys that I really like, Hassan Mustafa and Michael Krizo. And I do like Nick Walker. Just some of the shit he says is a bit fucking cringe. That's all. How's good soon? You know what to do? Blink out, it's 3 morning later. Goddamn it! Shut this fucking camera off. Goddamn it!